Yeah, it was definitely harder than I expected it to be after yesterday. For sure, people probably learned a bit more after yesterday, but from my side, of course, having to deal with the brake issues, which were not giving me a lot of confidence on the braking. It's not very easy to deal with. You know, the track has a lot of deck, and when you cannot look after the tires and the braking as you would like, yeah, it makes it all a bit more tricky. But yeah, nevertheless, I think the other teams were also very competitive today, and it was not that straightforward.
On one side, I'm happy to came to second, but I think honestly we could have won today. So partly frustrated that we didn't get it right, but we'll review it and see what possibilities there were. But I do think we should have undercut Lando at the beginning and gone in the lead.
I know a lot of people are going to be saying, does it feel like you've lost the win today? But I don't think at all. I think to have an expectation to beat a Red Bull was not realistic. I maybe expected to race against Mercedes a little bit more, but their pace was way too strong. You know, Lewis was probably the quickest car out there today by quite a chunk. I'm very happy. Tough long race. I fought as hard as I could, but just missing that little bit that we need to challenge them to the end.
I'm quite proud, honestly, quite happy with a solid race, good tire management and good start. I think we maximized what we could do today, and at one point there at the end I thought catching Lando was possible, which if you would have told me yesterday I would have said that's impossible. So we must have done a pretty good job, pretty good stints, and quite happy with that.
Yeah, I think the hard was not great, definitely. I closed up a lot on the medium, but on the hard I think I was very comparable to Ferrari. So few things to understand there. We know we've taken a wrong direction for the weekend with the setups that we had to do, so I'm optimistic for Mexico.
Today looked pretty bad because obviously starting first, it's finishing sixth. Carlos and myself are good references. Carlos finished, I think, 10 seconds in front, so it's a significant difference and much more than what we expected, so we'll try and look into that.
I think we had a really strange middle stint on the hard tyre. We was about a second off the pace, but the last stint we were the quickest car on track and we closed the gap to Max by about 10 seconds, Lewis by a couple of seconds. So, standing here now a little bit frustrated about a missed opportunity, which is, story of the season. And I feel like every time I stand with this TV pen, I'm saying a missed opportunity. Whereas last year, I think out of 22 or 23 races, there was probably only one race we said missed opportunity. So really need to have a think what's going on, because it's not through a lack of pace of performance.
I think we did definitely some good changes from P1 to quali, so we managed to identify very quickly what didn't work in that first session, and it seems like all the changes we made definitely helped to get more potential out of the package. So no, it was good. It was a bit more stressful today with the Aston Martin finding their pace back. So I'm happy we managed to get that P8, because there was nothing else we could have got out of it.
How did the car feel? Were you surprised that there was so much performance, considering other parts of the weekend you didn't really have a feel for the car?
Well, we changed a lot of things. That's why we started from the pit lane, so it was much better today.
I think you're under investigation because you took the car to the grid rather than the pit lane. Just talk me through what happened there. Was it miscommunication?
Just a miscommunication, yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy with it. Obviously, it was not easy race. I would say we got a bit of lucky in the end, probably from Fernando, but we are still able to maximize our performance. So yeah, I'm happy with it.
It's been quite a surprising weekend. Normally we don't like the wind, we don't like the heat, and actually this weekend we've not been that slow, so that's positive for us. Obviously teams around us have been upgrading, and it's been kind of watching them and seeing if they're jumping up or not. And to be honest with you, they have made steps, but they're still raceable, which is important. I still think we've got our work cut out for the rest of the year, but we're hanging on in there.
Another really good start, just made a mistake and hit the sausage curb in turn one and lost a few positions there. But other than that, really, really good race pace. A huge turnaround from yesterday for me and the team to get the car in a positive direction, and also for myself, just drive better. Pretty simple. I think we did good at managing the tires, held on to the end, and it was a good race.
I feel had we had a halfway decent qualifying, and qualified somewhere in the midfield, we might have been able, to fight and challenge for points today, because Tsunoda was not, I think, only 10 seconds ahead of me at the end. So some positive and encouraging signs, but at the same time it was still difficult out there. A lot of time management going on. But having said that, I think that was the case for everybody. Everybody was fighting, and challenging conditions with the wind out here and the bumpy track.
I hope Mexico is good for us, because last year it was a pretty good track for me and for our car. I think we got a little bit compromised here with the bumping of the track, so we couldn't quite run the stiffness and the ride heights we know is optimal for the upgrade. So I think that maybe compromised the weekend a bit.
First thing was actually good. First few laps we was together with the AlphaTauris, then the one we pitted for hard. I think it was a little bit too early, but then the pace was just not there. So I think whatever we do with the strategy, it wouldn't make a difference at the end. We just lack of pace on the high field, so unfortunately it was a tricky race.
Yeah, I think the race was better because of the changes we did, and still wasn't enough. We weren't fast enough. Finished in the position that we started, I think, from the pit lane. So we need to find more, but live to find another day.
Yeah, we had some damage, so we're not sure what from. But after we put the hard on, I would say within a few laps we started dropping off really quickly. So I hope it was significant damage, because we lost a lot of pace, and it was definitely a struggle after that. I mean, we weren't in the race at all.
Yeah, I think so. It was a tremendous race, I think, from Aston Martin today, starting from the pit lane. Probably both finished on the points, P8, P9. That was the target for the final stint. And we felt faster than the previous sessions this weekend here in Austin. So we have to learn. We did a lot of tests in the car between the sprint and the race, and both cars different configuration as well. So we have to put all that data in the table and get to Mexico more prepared and with the best configuration possible.
Yeah, just went around the outside. I don't know if we had a bit of a moment on the bump or whatever, but just a bit of contact on the exit, and I think it must have broken one of the radiators, or maybe it was an isolated problem, I'm not sure, but something on the right side of the car broke.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate Sunday. It's been quite a few, unfortunately, this season, so that's obviously frustrating, as it's costing us, but we had a good launch again, made a couple places like yesterday, which is very strong. We made good progress over that, so that's very positive. Unfortunately had a touch with Oscar after that, so we both had to retire. It's very unfortunate, because today I think there was points on the table, but there's only a couple of days for us to wait before we get back to racing, and we can turn the page quickly and go back to it.